you came out with Stachehouse Productions?
I'm walking around with this goofy mustache on my face. I just started doing the mustache thing because it helped me set myself apart from my peers. And that was important to me. Growing up, I would not like the popular shit on purpose. I'd go find some shit nobody likes and like it.
What's the highest viewers you got on one of the video you shot?
First Day Out, easily a 500 million on that one video. First Day Out is just one of the things that will always trend. And how much of a game changer it was. It changed the game, man. Nobody was talking like that. Nobody was showing us like that. You can't deny momentum. Momentum is one of the most powerful forces that I've come to understand and respect in my career.
Do you ever want to work on new projects in the future?
Yeah, I'm ready to do my first movie. I'm ready.
Hey guys, and today's episode Beyond the Chair is gonna be with Keefer, owner of Stachehouse Productions. Tell us a little about you, bro.
First of all, thank you for having me, T.
I appreciate you.
Son,
thank you for coming, bro.
The invite, man. This is an excellent opportunity to bridge some gaps and just spark some conversations that, you know, weren't happening before today. I started doing music videos seriously back in 2015. We caught our first break in the industry around 2016 with T Grizzly's First Day Out. We pretty much went from, you know, doing low, no budget videos to, you know, being able to work in the industry and learn the landscape of dealing with labels and how to pitch a concept and do, you know, budgets for real. So it's been a cool ride. I've been doing this, like I said, seriously since 2016. So what's that? Shit, it's going on. My 10-year anniversary in the industry will be next year, officially. Nice. Yeah, fun times.
What would you like to focus on when you shoot a video on Stachehouse Production?
Man, the thing that got me into this was how can I create something that sparks a conversation? And also how can I create something that creates, you know, some change in the industry that I was working in. Like, especially like coming into the game, the quality bar was so low. And I'm not gonna say I'm the only person that raised the bar, but I was blessed to have certain opportunities that raised the bar in front of the entire country.
Nice. What would you say is the key ingredient to create difference from being just
think different? You got to think different, and you got to want more and have intention. Have some sort of intention. I remember my partner back then, Huckleberry Finn, we would, every brainstorming session, we would say, well, what are we going to do different? Because when we would hear the song, we would start rattling off ideas and we'd be like, but that's what everybody else is going to pitch. Growing
up, did you ever like listen to a song and in your head, you're like, I can see the video?
That's how I knew.
Create it visually?
Yeah, my father shared a lot of music with me and I spent a lot of time in the car with him growing up. My mom too, but I remember a moment when I was riding in the car with my dad and I'm like, wow, I can really see a story. I can see something going on in my head. But it wasn't just like I'm picturing ideas or something. No, I could see the movie. Visualize. And that's when it started waking up to me. It was like, all right, yeah, this might be something I need to keep an eye on for a career. But that was early.
Do you like fast shots or slow and planned?
I personally prefer to scale and build team-based workflows and create the dopest shit I can. And for me, and what has influenced me as a director, that takes time. I don't personally like running and gunning, but I do run and gun, and I run and gun with the best of them. I have found myself controlling and capturing chaos better than
some people fold under pressure. For sure.
But I've been able to work with certain artists that thrive on that pressure and work the complete opposite. So I used to.
How you like it?
I love it. Oh shoot, yeah, for sure. This is next level. I appreciate you, T.
Appreciate
Thank
you, my brother.
For real. I might have to, like, can you put me on your permanent client list?
I got you. I
can't get spoiled like this for the one time. What was your question, son?
We were talking about spontaneous versus working in a planned environment.
I had some excellent opportunities to work with Sada, and I used to refer to him as like the Phil Jackson of my clients, because his demand for art wasn't anything reasonable. It was that of a coach. You know what I'm saying? It's like being in an NBA game, working that set. And you gotta be fast now, and you can't hesitate. You don't have time to think, and you gotta move, and you gotta capture the moment, and this is all we got, and we better make it happen. And we're making hood classics every time.
Key point, capture moment.
Do you remember the first video you shot for any artist?
Yeah, I do. I shot it for free. I asked him to tell his friends that he paid me $150, and he did.
Wow.
So then I sold my next video for $150 and told him to tell his friends he paid $250. Started figuring that out early.
Where'd you grow up?
At east side of Detroit. So my first video I ever shot was for an artist named Microphone Phelps, still raps today, one of the most phenomenal freestyle artists Michigan has to offer. He's from Pontiac. And yeah, that was my first video I ever shot. It's still on the internet. It's called Microphone Phelps Intro. Gold medal intro. That was the name of that video. You should watch it. What was your
favorite genre growing up? You said your father used to play music to you.
Man, my favorite genre growing up, everything, bro. I had an excellent opportunity to get the creme de la creme. I had my grandma letting me listen to Michael Jackson. My mama let me listen to Prince. My daddy let me listen to Dr. Dre and Eminem. Right. It ain't getting no better, bro. I grew up off of Too Short. Oh no, excuse me, not Too Short. I take that back. Take that back. What was my man's name? I wouldn't let you breathe on my last bit of endo smoke. I'd rather let you hit my bitch tonight. Sugar Free. Hi ho Silver. Boy, Sugar Free was dropping game. I still listen to it today. He was dropping game.
We're gonna talk about this off mic. There's certain things I cannot agree with on the show.
Bro, what I'm trying to tell you, my daddy had me listening to some shit. Yeah. And as a young adult, it didn't mean anything to me. But as growing up into a real adult, yeah, I hear it back now today.
So I seen a lot of video on YouTube like blowing up. What's the highest viewers you got on one of the video you shot?
It's First Day Out, easy. First Day Out had 3 different uploads. First of all, it uploaded on For Show Mag, then it uploaded on World Star, and then they re-uploaded on his page. His page has 301 million views. Let's just ballpark and say, I think For Show Mag had 100 million, and the World Star had another 200. So yeah, easily a $500 million on that one video. First Day Out. Nice. Easily. But that's not the only video that I've had a chance that they went there. You know, I've worked on a lot of different crazy.
Before the other crazy, well, along the line of working on the other crazy stuff, how long does it take you as an artist to get to that point? Because some people, you know how it is nowadays. Yeah. Technology is very affordable, right? The price of everything's cheap. Everyone thinks they can pick up a camera. So are you
asking me how long did it take me to break into the industry?
No, not to break into industry. How much work did it take you to get to the talent that you are producing, the level of work that is putting you, not just on the views, because see, for me, views isn't successful, right? In the world, there's certain
you get views for dropping a pie.
Right. So it's more of the love, the passion, because we were talking off camera before that, right? About the love that you have, and that's one thing that attracted me to you initially before, you know, we got to talking about the podcast and having you with us. And again, thank you for being here. It's you dedicate time to a skill. You're an artist. You know what I mean? You're not just again, spray and pray with a camera, right? So like we said, when you're listening to songs, I know because theater is my background. So whenever I used to like listen to a jam, I always be like, yo, I can make a sick video to this, right? Because you have like a third eye, you're seeing something. So now how
do you come with the ideas?
Yeah, when we say you got 500,000 views, and not just 500,000 views, but on what platform? You're mentioning big names.
500 million views.
Sorry, half a billion, my bad.
You're good.
Yeah, I gotta correct myself sometimes, my bad. But again, on the platforms that you're saying, right? Where were they uploaded? So you got recognition, you got clout amongst respectable peers, right? And then in the industry, you make that video. So again, it's not you dropped a pie and you became famous.
Nope, not at all.
You're in a niche.
Yeah.
How long does it take you?
It took time. I'd say, really for me, honestly, it's really been up until the last year. Like last year it really started clicking where it's like, bro, like I'm kind of like borderline local famous in a way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm a household name around here. And yeah, it happened around last year. It was a couple different, you know, things that just kept happening and, you know, momentum. That's what it is. You can't deny momentum. Momentum is one of the most powerful forces that I've come to understand and respect in my career. It's like certain seeds you can plant today. You don't have any idea that a tree is building the entire time and you got, you know, a whole forest you come back to 3-4 years later. I still get phone calls today for something that I did 2-3 years ago. So, yeah, I say up until about last year, this shit just got real serious.
How did you came out with the Stachehouse Productions?
I love this question. I don't get this question enough. So, when I came up with Stachehouse Productions, I put a lot of thought into it. It all just roots for me that my dad was raised by pimps and hoes, and my mom was raised by doctors and teachers. I grew up in such a dynamically different, two different households, and my parents divorced when I was 3. So it was always either at my dad's house or at my mom's house. And when I go to my dad's house, totally different set of rules, totally different lifestyle, totally different point of view on life. I got to learn the streets and get, you know, street smarts through my dad without risking my life.
Yeah.
And then out at my mom's, I'm getting hammered on the books. Hammered on the books. Ain't no word coming out of my mouth unless it's of proper grammar and articulated. And then, like, fast forward, you go to high school. I go to high school and then I went to...
But it's a good thing you know both.
Man, swear.
Code switch all the time.
So...
Lives, yeah.
When I started thinking, I'm like, what am I gonna do as a company? And then I'm walking around with this goofy mustache on my face. I just started doing the mustache thing because it helped me set myself apart from my peers. And that was important to me. Setting myself apart from my peers has always been important to me. It's so much to the point where it's like, growing up, I would not like the popular shit on purpose. I'd go find some shit nobody likes and like it. Like, who does that?
Well, I was gonna ask you, do you know, or have you ever thought about why that might be, like, to differentiate yourself?
I don't know. I don't know the answer.
It's not necessarily about.
It's just something that's in me. It's who I am. It's my core.
That's it. Like you.
It's my core.
Did you have something to prove?
No.
Did you grow up in an environment where you had something to prove?
No, not at all. I grew up in a very, very blessed household. I ain't had nothing to prove. You know, they taught me what I needed to know and congratulated me for what I learned and what I did. Right. Same things I do for my kids.
So, did the artist tell you what to do when you shot a video, or you help them with the idea how it's gonna be?
Love this question. There's artists like King Von that I got to work with who he's telling a story that only he experienced. And so what he would do is he would sit back in the studio and he would listen to the song and he'd make a voice note. He'd be like, all right, so on this line, I was talking about this, that, and the third because this is how I felt, or this was going on. When Son came in with the Waters, I knocked them all on the table, and that's why I said what I said. And so I'd be like, okay, cool, this is insightful. This is all the information I need to build a real concrete visual around this from the art form that I know. And then you have artists that have, like with T Grizzly's first day out, they had no input. They had no creative input on what they wanted to do with that.
I just want to, so the other day I was watching a video. He was talking about this first day out. Yep. He said, like, I came out from jail. I got no money. I got clothes, I think, from his aunt, give him. And one guy, he did my
Yeah, he did his video.
Yup.
Yep.
So it was you the one did it.
Yeah, it's me the whole time.
It's funny.
It's me the whole time.
God, it was 2 days ago I watched this video.
That's crazy. Yeah, no, I mean, and First Day Out is just one of the things that will always trend because of how big it was.
It's
and
really
how much
big.
of a game changer it was.
Really
it changed
big.
the game, man.
Yeah.
Nobody was talking like that. Nobody was showing us like that.
You're right.
know, he spoke for us in a different way that we hadn't been spoken for before, and we showed it.
I want to get onto that conversation just to piggyback. How important is it for you to represent? Because I know one of the things we were speaking about earlier is it's time to connect, right? It's time to connect. So for you, there's a lot that goes behind living every day and seeing things that other people don't see, or they do see in a glamorized way, okay? In a profitable way, right? You, alhamdulillah, you've been blessed to see, successful, strong mother, right? And at the same time, see what I would say is, it's a very sensitive topic, but opportunities there are, right? Because in a hood, right? But what else are you gonna do? Your school didn't teach you much, right? And again, when I asked you what your genre is, you told me there's 3 different genres. And again, for me, I strongly believe music is a reflection, right? I know there's a taboo about whether it's, again, from an Islamic point of view, allowed or not. Just speaking on a genre point of view, it's a reflection, right? Someone want to kick up a little bit of jazz, that reflects a flavor of life. Somebody's listening to trap, that reflects a stage of life, right? So you've been blessed to see all different side of cultures. How much or how important is it for you to stay true to that value of making representations of certain struggles, certain narratives, certain wins,
It's top priority, and it's the thing that I think set me and my art aside, and I think it's the thing that kept me relevant too, is going the extra mile to try to create something that will create a conversation and sticking to those values. And now saying that, we also got to acknowledge that there's been a lot of times I went to work and just went to work and kept a, blind eye and shut my mouth and took my money. Right. And that's a lot of, exactly like you say, seeing my father run the streets and, it was crazy growing up in the 90s when your father and your mother tell you your dad does something illegal for a living and it's just selling weed. You know what I'm saying? Now something that's totally legal, but I've watched my dad watch over his shoulder his entire life to do something that is now legal. Yeah, and I have definitely phoned it in sometimes. I've definitely gone and done some videos for a song that I don't believe in or, and allowed some shit to happen. But I try to counter that with, the times that I do keep my values as, what I'm saying, top tier or anchor.
And I was going to ask you, do you sometimes get pushback with working with certain artists where you see
Absolutely. I had an artist, I won't even say the name, but I had an artist one time ask us to find a lookalike of somebody that had killed his friend and cast him in a video, said that he could, go and, act out as if he ran down and shot him. So the whole thing was like, he wants to see his op outside and, okay, we had to go and find him a blank gun to actually use. Yeah, I found myself very conflicted that day. It was a whole lot of it was what it was.
So, but it had to be done.
Shit still happened.
At the end of the day, it had to be, yes.
As we call you artist, because photography, it's not anybody bring the camera and shoot.
For sure. It's definitely an art too.
Yes. Do you have any, I know that question is going to be hard because you have a lot of artists you work with. Do you have any favorite one you like to work with?
Damn. All of them. Every single one of y'all. I love every single one of y'all.
Let me rephrase it.
Y'all all my favorite. Ooh, yeah.
So other, do you ever, because happen to anybody, like a lot of client I have, I really like, you know what? Just get up the chair. I'm not gonna catch you. It happened to me a lot. Yeah. Do you have any artist? He came and he give you a hard time and he didn't want to do video for?
Yeah, absolutely.
You don't have to mention names.
You go through those situations. You go through those situations and you find out who values what. You know, and there are certain clients that are hiring you because they appreciate and they value your art, and they think that you're going to be the one that makes the video for their song that is the one. Right. And then you got people that hire you just because I can't even tell you. You know what I'm saying? I done had conversations with, I know my worth. I done had conversations with the manager. Now, mind you, I done did the video for San. San likes his video. Me and San cool and shit, but you got to pay me. You're the manager.
Yep.
You're the one that's always going to have a problem with me. That's where I end up being like, okay, a lot of times it don't even be the artist. It's the team around the artist that the artist has allowed to be their team that will push me to not even want to work with them anymore.
Okay. In sales, we always say like, the first question you ask is, can I speak to a decision maker? Because if you're not talking to a decision maker, you're spending a lot of time and you're working with a guy, and there's nobody saying, yeah, I love it, oh my God, and they're cheering you on, and you run with it, and now you're being told, hey, you need to do double the work or you're not going to get paid, because by contract.
It's funny that you say that, son. I used to sell, not to cut you off, I used to sell Kirby's. I spent the summer selling Kirby's, like vacuums, door to door. And that summer I did that at 19 years old taught me so much about life. That sales shit is so serious.
Especially door to door, man. You're meeting face to face.
Ooh, you gotta go meet some strangers and try to sell them some, and see how to, you know what I'm saying? How to talk to a stranger. That's really it, for sure, for sure. I'm sorry. So fellas, I got a couple questions for you guys. Again, thank you for the hospitality. Coming around, my mind sparks immediately. So first question I wanna know, you guys are bilingual, right? You're bilingual.
Yes.
So I had a friend growing up who told me, he's like, being bilingual is like having two mindsets. Can you speak to that? Is that true at all? Does it feel like you have multiple mindsets because of being able to?
Let me answer mine, because we have different mindsets.
The voices in my head.
Hilarious. See, look. How many languages you know?
Me, yes. So I grew up overseas, and I've been 10 years in America. So I have two mindset.
For sure.
Mindset overseas, which always is gonna be in my head.
Yeah.
And over here. So I learned a lot, and it's a lot of different people, a lot of different cultures. I met like Arabic, American, like every culture, every religious, religion. So kind of let me have two mindset.
The melting pot.
Yes, but I always stick to overseas.
OG, yeah, they're original.
Yep.
Sam, what about you?
So fluently I speak two languages, Arabic and English.
Okay.
My English broken.
Yeah, that's all right, that's all right.
It's repairable.
I understand Persian because I used to speak it as a kid.
Okay.
So, but then when I moved to England, obviously, like nobody to talk to in that lingo, so it gets replaced. Learning English now. But I do have I think language is a gateway into a culture. Okay. And I did do a talk about this at one of the universities on why every time a people are conquered, the first thing that is changed is their language. So you notice the French, when they colonize Africa, so they'll make them speak French now.
Okay.
Whereas the French population is not even remotely encouraged to speak African. The one who does is considered to be a little bit cultured. You know, I've got arts. You know, I'm more of a humanitarian, right? Where the Brits went, they put English. Where the Portuguese went, they put Portuguese. But then when you go back to the indigenous tribes, right? So even amongst Africans, when they conquered, they didn't really, like if they conquered another tribe, it was more about taking your possession, but not really forcing my language onto you, right? So that got me thinking about why, okay? So I came across a word, I want to say around about 2006. I was listening to a religious talk. And he said, there's a word it's a concept, it's called zuhud in Arabic, right? So zuhud would be Z-U-H-U-D, or in the British way, Z-U-H-U-D. And zuhud, when he was talking about it, he said, I want to explain to you what the word is, but I haven't found an English word that truly...
And that always blows my mind. That always blows my mind. Like, how do you have a word that you can't tell me?
You need a whole paragraph to explain what that means to me. So he said, the reason, now he starts to give reason, and he's a linguist, by the way, the guy that's speaking. He's not really like so much as like a religious scholar as he is a linguist scholar. So now he's saying, he said, with language, when humans create words, they create words for a purpose. So I found this really interesting. In Arabic, the word akh means brother, but akh is also the sound that you make when you first have pain.
Yes.
Like when you hear me, I'm gonna say akh.
So when we say akh, the reason why I call him my brother is because that's the first person who responded to my sigh. That's my brother. So my brother doesn't need to be my blood brother.
Wow.
All right. So that's why we got Imam Ali. He says, "Rubba akhin laka lam talithu laka ummak." It is possible you find a akh in life who your mother never gave birth to.
Wow.
A person who's really there for you through thick and thin, right? But so I started looking into it, and this is why I say
I mean, it's the same human experience that you go through when you realize that, you know, not all family is good family, not all friends are just friends.
100%.
Right. But here's language for it.
Right. And this is why we say, for example, as Muslims, that you have to read the Quran in Arabic. It's not a language thing, it's a mindset thing.
Wow.
So when you say there's two mindsets, yes, there's 100% two mindsets. And a lot of times I catch myself doing this when I'm talking to someone who I know has a superior complex. And you know where I'm going with this, the racist mindset. Yeah. And I'm dealing with that, and I'm like, okay, I could be real stubborn right now and be racist like you and say all white folks are the same.
I can reflect.
Or I can reflect and switch to a different mindset. Now, I'm not saying that's because I speak Arabic or anything like that. I'm saying the ability to have two different mindsets, the ability to speak two different languages, two different cultures. For me, why I feel like I'm blessed with that is because wherever I go in the world, and I've traveled a lot, right? Wherever you put me in, I actually, like we were talking about this earlier, I would travel, and instead of going to a hotel, I pay a local to live with them. Yeah. I'll give them exactly what the hotel's going to give. They give me the exact same service. I'm gonna eat 3 meals with you. You know what I mean? I'm gonna chill with you. But the reason why I say it allowed me is it allowed me to feel that, hey, you never need to be one-minded. Yeah. You can experience certain different cultures, you know? So yeah, I do have different minds, man. There's a lot of voices.
I think that's one of the notes I took from church this morning. It was the Christian experience is community. The religious, the love, the universal experience that we're all looking for, Christian or Muslim, it is community, for sure.
All the religious, the same thing.
Yeah, for sure.
They told you be a good person.
First Testament, all the same in all our books.
They told you pray. They told you don't steal, don't be a bad guy. Don't, like every religious tell you, like kind of the same thing, just you believe different thing.
Bingo. Bingo.
You Christian, right?
Yes.
We have love.
Yes.
Like I respect
your
religion, you respect mine, which
you know.
I got a question for you.
Okay.
So, do you ever film out of Detroit, and for who?
Do I ever what?
Film a video like out of Detroit, like you traveled.
Travel around.
Yeah. So my travel work. Oh man, I did.
So you do a lot.
Yeah, I did a video in LA with Coyle Ray years back. I used to travel down to Atlanta and do a bunch of videos with Lil Durk and King Von and Pooh Shiesty.
Pooh Shiesty, Chi-Town.
Yeah. I've been to New York and worked with artists. I've been in
How
Miami.
was it working with Shiesty? How was it?
Oh, it was cool. It was lit. It was was a song he featured on. So it was a Young Maul and Pushaisi song, and everybody was excited that I set the situation up for one location. I brought the girls, brought the lights, cameraman came on time, everything happened. Boom. It was good. It was good money. Yeah, no. I got a question for you.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me get my notes. Okay, so bilingual, clearly you learned your first language overseas. Where are you from?
Iraq.
Iraq. So what were the, what are some culture shocks? What are some culture shocks you experienced coming from Iraq to America?
So I talked about the other podcast. So overseas, we used to watch just like movies.
The movies did the same thing to us. They programmed us to think the same shit.
So when I need to come here, I talk to my brother, bro, how I'm gonna go there? Like I don't speak, and it's gonna be a lot of people like I don't even know.
When he says people, just think girls.
I'm not. No. I'm not scared like of fighting because we in Iraq.
We love to fight.
For sure, you coming from a war-torn, yeah, for sure. All right.
Fight with your family, you don't love them.
But I was gonna struggle. I know the most because I don't know nobody here and I don't speak. So I told them last podcast when I got here. I look at my brother. He told me, listen, you gotta write this down. Don't leave the house
Without this.
with that. You gotta write the address.
In case you get lost.
In case you get lost, so you know how to. Yeah.
And you gotta write down. Hey, can you teach me to go to my address?
Wow.
So I used to not even know one word's English. So as soon as I hang up the phone, I sit by myself at the house. And you know what? I gotta leave. I was in Oregon, Portland. Not even one. Oregon, Portland?
Yeah.
No Arabic over there.
Yeah, no Arabic over there. So that's where you went first. You went to Oregon, Portland first.
Yes.
And so how did you figure your ass need to come to Detroit where the rest of your people at?
I'm gonna come up.
Please, I want to know.
So I hung up the phone and I went to the downtown. I happened to the bus and I went down. I need to get back. I got lost. I don't know how to get back. It was a girl.
There's just one bus, because in Iraq there's one bus.
There's just one bus in Iraq?
I'm joking.
Okay.
It was a girl sitting on the, what's they call it? The table, bench.
Yeah.
I said, you know what? I have the paper in my pocket. I take it out. I put it in my hand. Hey, can you touch me about this? She looked at me like this, like, what the hell? I don't even know you. So the girl, she got scared. She got up like this.
Yeah.
She hugged me and she laughed. What the hell?
That was the weirdest.
Why they don't help? Like, for real, that American people like that?
Yeah, for sure.
I went to the guy.
Yeah.
I told, hey, bro, can you touch me about this? I want to touch you. He looked at me, but he looked to the paper.
He probably read it.
Yes, he read it. He said, "Oh, I got you. Go from here."
Dog, man. I've been him before.
I stay 3 weeks, bro. I cannot breathe over there because I'm at the house 24 hours. I leave just to breathe outside and then come back. And I called my brother, bro.
I'm coming back.
That shit, it's not gonna work for me. Because I'm friendly. Like, I need people.
Yeah.
Like, I want to talk
We're
to
very
people.
social, by the way.
Yeah.
Like our culture, we're very, very social.
Really?
Yeah. So about checking in on each other, like.
Really?
Yeah.
So I can't stand by myself.
Yeah. Like we're raised, what's the community gonna think? What's the village gonna say?
Really?
You know what I mean?
I mean, same here, to be honest. Depends on you. Like, if you want to be social or not.
We do it here in a toxic way. It seems like you do it at home in a caring you kind of way.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
I don't say always.
I'm sure some gossip kicks in eventually.
We live on gossip.
So that's human.
My brother, he was selling I tell him, I don't know what to do. Like, I gotta leave here. So, you know, let me do research. He did the research. He found Michigan like has a lot of Arabic. He told me, you know what? Go pack your stuff.
I move.
I'm gonna let my friend come to you, white guy. They brothers. I'm gonna let my friend come pick you up. His friend came. He said, "Are you sure?" Like, I don't know what he's saying. So my brother, he was translate.
On the phone.
Yeah, he got me ticket and I just dipped here. He has one friend help me like to set up and.
So you've been learning English and everything over the past 9 years that you've been here?
Yup. Through my clients, to be honest.
Wow.
I didn't go to school. I didn't.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Is English easy to learn?
I want to say yes and no.
It's the easiest language.
It's the easiest language to get by because it's a commercial language, right?
Like
It's a commercial language.
Yeah.
It's the McDonald's of languages.
Like if you go any country, they have a couple people they speak English. So make it easier for you.
It does away with
Feminine, masculine, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, it's still there, but not like, for example, when you're talking French, Spanish, those are still foreign language, but more tough. Like la, you know, you got to keep switching up all that stuff. And now the end of the sound of the word
that funny
changes.
story of Zala you talking. I just remember. I used to work at European, so we have receptionists. It was a store, Plumby. It's on Warren. So we got hungry, and I came and I asked the barber, "Hey, you hungry?" He said, "Yeah." Ask the girls in the reception. We always get them food with us when we order. Just respect. So I asked him, "Hey girls, do you guys want sandwich from Plimpy? You know the pills?"
Yes, when you said it, that's all I'm thinking. So when you said, you know, the restaurant Plan B, I'm like, yeah, no, I don't know the restaurant Plan B, so I'm waiting for clarification. Yeah, no, we're all still confused.
So the girls, they look at me and said, "Chief, what are you saying?" I thought, "Bro, sandwich from this." I said, "Oh, okay."
That's funny as hell.
Man, I have so many problems with
Really?
the language. Oh my
Now let me, okay, so
We
say
actually have a saying in Islam by the Prophet's cousin. He says, learn the language of a people. It will save you half of their evil. Because a lot of things come down to miscommunication.
bingo.
A lot of things come down to
100%.
So,
miscommunication.
because that's the polar opposite of what I was going to ask you. I'm sure it has opened doors for you too in certain ways. Like it's had to push you in cool. It's had to push you in a cool way sometimes.
yeah.
when the
Where there's a girl, I'm like, okay, he don't talk, he don't know how what he's saying. Let me help him out real quick. He cute. I know that shit happened to you.
Remember, disclosure, I just have to remind you, your wife is watching the show. Continue with your stories.
In our old days.
In the past, you know.
In the olden days.
I don't want him getting shot when he goes home.
You know, keep him alive.
Sometimes he asks me, "Chief, bro, why you say words? Bro, I get like embarrassed how you say it. People, they're gonna take it a different way." But listen to this. I tell him, bro, all my followers.
He doesn't understand innuendos.
Listen, all my
Type stuff. I get it. But it's that those culturally sparked shit.
And I'm like,
But the
yo,
thing,
this sounds so
like,
wrong right now, but I can't say nothing because I feel like I didn't know.
But see, in his defense, not even to cut you off, in his defense, the language of a director is all innuendos. Lower yourself. I want to see what it looks like when I put it here. I want to, let me see how it looks when you walk in. Like, dude, everything I say on set sound like some innuendo ass shit. And then people be in the corners laughing and shit, snickering, and I be getting mad.
Okay,
The fuck y'all laughing at? Ain't shit funny.
Ain't
shit funny.
Okay. Let me give you a scenario. Oh, but anyway, keep it moving. Yeah, language barriers, man. Look, one, it does. And the other one is when you're saying it can work in your advantage, right? Police. For me, it's not even language difference. It's accent. The amount of times I've been doing okay, so I love driving long distance. Okay, so like your boy drive from New York to Florida. When I was living out in New York, I'll go down to Florida. It's a 19-hour drive. Whip it.
Nice.
And then I get pulled because obviously when you're driving that long, there'll be times when you're like, it's 2 a.m.
Yeah.
They're probably not even watching the road. Zoom. And you get pulled, right?
Yeah.
Now, one time I was in Virginia, I want to say Washington.
Ooh, shit.
And I'm talking for a good solid 20, 30 minutes. It's been saying, if you're going over 80, it's reckless driving. Your car will be impounded. And I'm like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
Like, I've been doing 15-minute sweet, ain't nobody. And I'm just coming downhill. And as you know, that when God just tells you, stupid, that is enough. So it's just like feeling that I'm like, I should probably slow down. And I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna just let her roll downhill. So she's rolling downhill now. She's rolling downhill, she's going down. I'm probably hitting like about, I wanna say 1 105.
Oh, you was.
I was because up here
you was steaming up to that peak.
And it's just going down. And as soon as I go by, now I didn't see nothing. I got tints on, and all I see behind me when I go by is like, lights go on. So I'm like, all right, there's nobody else here to pull for. Get to the side. State trooper. I've been warned since I've come to America, state troopers are the worst. State troopers are the worst. So in my mind, I'm like, I'm screwed. I'm not making it back to New York. It's going to be a long day inside the jail. All right, cool. Got my license ready. At the time it helped, UK license. He goes back to his car, comes back to me. He's like, I could put you for 80. Like, I could put you for the full thing. I was like, all right, cool. He goes, but I'm not going to do that to you because you don't sound like you're from here. You sound like you're from abroad and you're licensed from abroad. I said, thank you, officer. I'm not going to lie to you. You just changed the opinion of America for me. Now, this is my third visit to America. He's like, why is that? I said, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not saying this to be funny, and I have no filters. Hatif tells me this all the time. You need filters. I said, in the same way you guys think we're all Talibans because of your media, right? Honest to God, this is a real conversation. I said, the same way you think we're all Talibans.
I think y'all are racist.
I said, me coming over to America, like as an Englishman, I'm telling you, as an Englishman, our British media, Americans are either racist, fat, or lazy. That's what we see. FBI files, crime files, Jerry Springer show, right? So I thought you guys are like racist, dumb, and stupid, right? And I've been told you guys, state troopers especially, are class A a-holes, you know? So the fact that you're just letting me off, he put me down at 79. He said, because if I put you at 80, I have to take your vehicle. And I don't want to do that to you. Yeah. So what helped me?
Oh, he a real one.
He could be a real one, but when you see there's a trend every time you get stopped, and there's a lot of times I get stopped by the police, my accent works, right? So having a different language sometimes can work.
You think I could try it? You think I could try it? You think I could try it?
Drop the H and drop the T.
All right.
So don't say Harry, say Ari.
Harry.
No, Ari.
Ari.
All right, don't say. Now, trouble is more of a ch than a t.
Trouble.
Yeah, trouble. You're gonna get in trouble, mate.
You're going to get in trouble.
You're gonna get in trouble, mate.
I'm not gonna try it.
Don't pronounce the T's.
I'm not gonna try it. I'm gonna get busted wide open. She gonna be there, shame fingering me.
Yeah. Do you ever want to work on new projects in the future? I heard you want to do a couple of things. Can you tell us about it?
Yeah. So, I mean, in a nutshell, I got into doing music videos because it was a great opportunity to just start making video that could come out. Because once you get into film school and stuff, you get to learning about the dynamics of how to make a movie. It's very challenging. Right. There's a lot of departments that need to be staffed to get it right. And I like to get shit right. But I say all that to say, yeah, I'm ready to do my first movie. I'm ready. I'm super ready right now.
Do you have a script or?
No, nothing official yet. Nothing official yet. I got some stuff I've been tinkering with. I got some notes on my phone. I'm gonna do it the way I want to do it when it's time to be done.
With this,
but God's will be done.
With this, I can help you to get you a lot of good actors.
Come on, man. Let's definitely do
really
dope
good
shit.
actors.
Yeah.
Like I know them.
And see that was part of my apprehension to stepping away from that was my hesitation from stepping away from music videos and just diving into the movies. Is you gotta have some phenomenal talent on screen to get the story across. And not to say that they're not here, I just ain't ran into them readily. And doing music video after music video after music video where I've had this high expectation of a narrative I want to get across, and then I get there to shoot the shit and my talent isn't delivering. The delivery ain't there.
With movie, that's the most important part.
Absolutely.
So, do you work by yourself?
No, I have a team. I have a team. So at the top, it's me and my girlfriend Tess. We run behind the scenes. We run the company together, hand in hand. And I got TJ and PJ, my interns from last year, that have been hired in as full-time shooters. They're the real deals. They take care of business and they have their own companies that I encourage them to continue flourishing. And then outside of that, I got some really dope individuals in the city that we work with. There's a thriving film community here, and we all work together for sure. You would think one person might be competition, but we're probably colleagues.
Let me ask you this question. Now, obviously, in just power to what you said right there, in this line of work, you cannot deal with anyone as a competitor. Because creativity is killed. Yeah, creativity is killed. Yeah, you need to learn to have synergy, collaboration. I want to talk about that. Going back to our conversation behind the scenes earlier on, you mentioned a place and a person who facilitated for creatives to get together, to vibe together, to work. Let's talk about that. Yep.
So my boy Myron Watkins, he was a mentor of mine, and over time we turned into colleagues. I feel like we turned into colleagues the day he turned to me. He was like, you know what? And he called me by my real name back then. I wasn't Keefer yet, but we would just say Keefer. He's like, you know what, Keefer? After that video you went and just shot today, I know I can send you out into the jungle. You'll always bring back some gold. And I was like, damn, bro, like, it felt good to hear you say that.
That recognition,
but yeah, Myron, he started a thing called the Yellow Wall back in the day, and it was a loft that us young creatives could just come and collaborate, network, share resources, share information. And that's how I learned how to do what I did once I got out of film school and got into the real world. I got around other professionals trying to go where I wanted to go.
So that's a question I ask to everybody come here, because the reason from this podcast to teach people, right?
Yes.
You watch podcasts, you want to learn something,
yes,
right?
Absolutely.
What advice you give to people they need to do what you do?
Okay, so let's first classify what exactly I do, because I do a lot of shit. But if you want to become a director that is making a living with the camera and just making stuff, art, if you will, I would suggest you to think outside the box and stay active. Definitely keep your camera with you at all times and shoot as much stuff as possible. Overshoot if possible. And never delete. And never delete. And I definitely encourage you to, again, like I said, think outside the box, but let's just specify. A lot of young people saw what we did in my generation of camera stuff, my class of cameramen. They saw what we did with the rap industry, and they went and bought cameras, and they want to go do rap videos. Don't go just do rap videos. Buy a camera and go take
What kind of camera?
Buy a Sony camera with some good fast glass and go shoot some weddings. Go make some money. Go to local businesses in your area and volunteer and make a commercial for them. You might make something that blows your mind. Right. That's how I got my first break. I went to somebody's birthday party and shot it for free at a establishment. I had no idea they were watching me. And before I knew it, the Rooster Tail called me and they're like, hey, can you come do our first commercial?
Hold on that, just go back 1 second. You did the shoot for free, but you specifically had a term and a condition. What was it? They have to tell people
Yeah, that you paid me, for sure. And so, and I mean, mind you, that's first generation inception of, I'm gonna figure out this camera shit. Let me go find me a homie that rapping, hey, I'm gonna shoot you a video, tell your friends you paid me. That was that. But what that was, that Rooster Tail thing, that was a total different understanding of investment. Right. I went to go shoot Chuck's party for free just because Chuck needed his party shot. Okay. And the right people saw it. So that's when you start learning. That's when you start learning everything that you do for free isn't just you pissing in the wind, not getting paid. Some of the things that you are blessed to do for free turns out to be an investment for you. The video that you looked at on my YouTube, Big Hot Cheeto by Sada Baby.
Yep.
I ran into him at a block party and told him, get the song to the DJ. Let's shoot it right now. I didn't ask him for any money. And when the video was done, he didn't ask me for the video. I didn't ask for no money. I put it on my page. Boom, I got a whole platform now.
Beautiful.
Because you were
A YouTube channel that I had started 2 years prior had no views, one video, I'm monetized.
There was one more question on the same topic, because I think we'll edit that question in after. But going back to what you were saying about helping people learn and stuff, the message I'm hearing, and maybe you can emphasize on more, is it's more important to understand the art form than it is to understand a recipe.
Absolutely.
Because if I'm only shooting for rap videos, that's all I'm ever gonna learn.
The recipes with this right here, boy, the recipes change every day. They change every project you do.
Right.
It's honestly about learning your tools and learning the disciplines of the art form itself. Right. That's what I got the opportunity to learn, that I feel like a lot of other eager camera folk that just bought cameras and started popping out, that's the stuff I got to learn by being a PA. For every, you know what a PA is?
Yeah.
A PA is the coffee boy. Yeah. I was the coffee boy for the camera department. I was the coffee boy for the light department. I was the coffee boy for every department on set except for hair and makeup. And I learned so much doing that. I learned everything I needed to know. Now I know how to run my whole operation. Because I got to do all the jobs.
Everything.
Yeah,
I learned from you now, like a lot of things.
I appreciate it.
Like
I appreciate
wherever
it.
you go, you learn a lot of things. So tell us about funny moment happened to you on the show.
I'll give you one good funny story. I've told this story before, but nobody's ever caught it on the podcast. So basically, a few years back, a buddy of mine and I, Jerry PhD, we were shooting a video for King Von. I rented a jail. I rented a whole jail in Cobb County, Atlanta. I don't know how I did it, but I did it. Rented a whole jail. I casted some inmates, and the scene was Von is stepping out onto the basketball court. Y'all about to play some aggressive yard ball. You know what I'm saying? Prison ball. Y'all about to play prison ball. Yeah. And I told the actor, I said, when Von come out, you pass him the ball aggressively and D up, real aggressive. I use my word. Look, he took me too literal. I can't say it no other way. That's the best way to say that. That's the best way. But this man went on ahead and took it to his head and put a 10 on it. So every time Von came out, he was throwing it with all his might. First time the ball goes out of nowhere, you know, it bounces weird. Second time, it like hit his hand, it hit his fingers. It hit his fingers and it hurt him. So Von's kind of irritated already. Third time he passed the ball, it hits Von's toe and shoots straight up into his mouth. Now Von got a bloody lip. So Von, he turned to him, he say, I need my get back. I don't think the actor knew what get back meant. Yeah. I didn't even know what get back meant that day and that time until the actor said, well, go ahead and get it then. Pop, 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 pop. Before dude could even say then, he was still on TH. Go ahead and get it. Von was already punching him in his face, knocking him out. Pop, 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 pop. Hit him about 4-5 times. Me and Jerry just standing there right there like, whoa. I'm looking at Jerry like, did you film it? He got his camera in his hand by his side. I got my phone in my hand right here. Ain't nobody caught it because it happened too fast. But yeah, that was one of the ones.
Like that was one of the ones. Have your camera on you at all times. No. Obviously, you can't prepare for it.
You can't prepare for it. It wasn't like, hey guys, I'm about to punch him. No, he ain't give us no chance. And I mind you, listen, what did I say I rented out? Where are we? In the jailhouse. A jailhouse. But Sheriff and them in the other room.
So now that ties beautifully back into what you were saying earlier. When you are putting all this production, speaking about the art form here, you can account for everything. You can account for your cameras, batteries charged, lights, everything.
Everything in the world.
You cannot account for a human being because there's no telling what he's going to do, right?
And so that is one of the things that I still to this day find myself, I don't care how much I have prepared for a shoot. I'm still going to be anxious going in here. 100%. Because I know that all of this is depending on me coordinating a bunch of humans.
So, it's a last, before we end the podcast, go ahead.
There's a line, I can't remember what movie it's in, But he says to him, "Are you afraid?" He says, "I don't know." He says, "Only a fool's not afraid," because they're about to go into war. Yeah. So he's like, you have to learn to listen to the fear. Sorry, to stop listening to the fear, but let it guide you. So I remember whenever I used to go into a shoot, I would always repeat that to myself, like the idea, I just keep it playing, because I do theatricals, right? Even here, we've done a couple of plays. Sometimes you've got a great script, great idea, horrible acting happens. You can't control them. Your best actor quits on you a day before. Bingo. You can't do it. You can't. It's a human being. You can't control it, right? Mm-hmm. And then you start getting a little bit cranky and getting angry and thinking, okay, I'm gonna put some pressure on this so that it works. Now people say, I don't want to work with you anymore. Bingo. So it's like, it's a real tough industry you're in. Obviously, I wish you all the best in it, but
I appreciate it. It takes a lot of patience. Mm-hmm.
Last question, Keefer. What you see Stachehouse in a couple of years?
3 years, 5 years, and 10 years.
In 3 years.
I mean, in the future.
In 3 years, Stachehouse will be operating more like a network through our YouTube, creating more content, programming, if you will. In 5 years, I see us having our own channel on cable network or a downloadable app where you will see a boatload of, like I said, content, curated content, you know. I got some stuff I know specifically I want Stachehouse to do, but Stachehouse is, you know, a house, a company I built to hold standards and keep anchors of really good art here in Michigan. And I want Stachehouse to be something that houses other creatives from different walks of life, writers, directors, editors, same types of jobs I've had to do to get here where I am. Me, Keefer, I got other shit to do though. I'm about to go do this movie.
God bless you, bro. Thank you for coming. I appreciate you.
Appreciate you.
It was a pleasure. Thank you, Hassan. And hey guys, if you need any question about a Stachehouse, drop the comment. We're gonna make it happen for you. Stay tuned. Peace out.